Welcome to Child the Trash, a dumpster dive into our childhood nostalgia, where we re-examine some of the most influential media from our youth in order to answer the question, tragic or nostalgic. I'm your host, Pia LaPlaca, joined by my co-host,
Maggie Keating.
Hi, Maggie.
Hey, girl.
I'm feeling energized right now.
No, you're feeling energized?
I'm feeling, like, a little fabulous.
A little fabulous? I'm
Yeah.
feeling a lot fabulous, actually.
I'm kind of, like, excited to talk about these episodes.
I love Dance Academy. I don't even care. Dance Academy is the best TV show ever written, and I won't be hearing any other opinions, actually.
Okay. All right.
Sorry. Forget Succession. Forget the Emmys. Forget,
Cancel
just
every
blows it all
other show.
out of the water.
Yeah.
Dance Academy.
Well, I just think no one was doing it like she was.
No. Besides House of Anubis.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But,
like, that's a different vein.
That's a different vibe, for sure.
Sure.
So, do you want to just start with the first episode that we're going to cover, episode 11?
I suppose we should. We're talking about episodes 11 through 15 today.
Yes.
Which is lit. Oh my god. But basically, so episode 11 titled One Perfect Day.
Okay, wait, I have a question to ask you before we even get into the episode.
Okay.
So something I don't think we've talked about in talking about the show is that in the beginning and end of every episode, Tara is narrating.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's like Grey's Anatomy kind of.
It is.
Yeah.
And I want to know your thoughts about that.
Sometimes she says really dumb stuff.
Yeah.
In general, I'm like not really a fan of that unless it's like rooted in something. Like if it's just the character like speaking to nobody, it's like literally K. But like in Sex and the City, it's like Carrie narrates at the beginning and end of each episode, but it's because she's like writing that's her like writing her column.
Yeah.
So it like makes sense that we get to like read her column through her like speaking it to us, I guess. But Tara is just like shouting into the void.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever.
Yeah, I feel like it's really like I almost want to skip it every time.
I know, because
like it's basically like she's giving the thesis for each episode.
Yes.
Like before it starts, she's like, in this episode, we're gonna learn about friendship. And that's like what she says, and it's just kind of like I don't know what it's giving, and I don't think it's giving much.
Yeah, like it's like definitely very fake deep.
Yeah.
But it's camp, so it's okay. It's just everything is camp about this show, and like you can't go into this show being like, oh, it's well crafted, because it's not. But you just have to love it for what it is. So basically, Tara is asked by Ethan to dance in his like assessment piece. Is this the one with the hip? It's like kind of hip hop, but kind of not.
I think it's contemporary.
Contemporary? Okay.
I believe it's contemporary, and he wants her to do this piece like to impress his teacher. Or like is she a teacher? Dana?
Oh, I can't remember if she's a teacher or not.
I couldn't clock it, but she does say that she's a grad student.
Yeah.
So,
or she's in the company, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. But anyway, she's like a choreographer. Yeah. She was in the episode last time. But so he chose her because he saw her dancing with a ribbon.
Yeah, he's got a crush on her. So he's like,
not at this point.
Not Tara, the teacher.
I was like that.
The teacher.
Yeah, he has a crush on the teacher. Yeah. And it's such a flop. Oh my god, it is so It's
weird.
Like, I'm sorry for that man. Like I feel so bad for him.
She rejects him hard, and she's like, this is weird. What
he's crazy for that. Like he's
I know.
He's 18 years old.
If that, he's younger.
He is 18.
He's 18.
Yeah,
okay.
He says I'm 18, and
she's
like, I'm 24.
I'm a teacher. Like I can't be doing that.
She's like, this isn't appropriate. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Bye. But anyway.
For that, TBH.
Yeah.
Then, so Kat, Sammy, Abigail are kind of the little like side plot this episode, because Abigail's little sister Paige comes to visit. And Paige is so funny.
She's so cute.
She is like, first of all, she like hates Abigail and loves Kat.
Yes.
Because, like, we learn in the first, like, 10 episodes or so that Kat and Abigail used to be best friends when they were younger, and, like, they were, like, family friends, so they, like, did everything together, and they, like, went on vacations and stuff, and Abigail's little sister, like, just likes Kat more, because Kat is obviously, like, the fun one.
Yeah.
And Sammy, too.
And Sammy. She loves Sammy. She has a little crush on Sammy. And so, basically, like, Abigail made, like, this whole schedule of, like, what she's gonna do with her sister, because she's so excited to see her sister. Like, she's like, I love my sister. Like, I want to hang out with her. Like, we're gonna go to this dance class. We're gonna go see this ballet. We're gonna do this and this and this. And her sister's kind of just like, yeah, like, what if we didn't do that?
Yeah.
What if we just, like, hung out and, like, had a blast? And Abigail's, like, super, like, she's she's Abigail. She's super, like, rigid and stuff. So, like, she's very much, like, in conflict with the fact that Sammy and Kat are just like, yeah, like, let's girls be girls. Like, let's just, like, go pal around, go to a carnival or two.
Yeah.
And just hang out. And Abigail's, like, pouting the whole time.
Yeah, she's moping. And they, like, kind of get in a fight. Can't remember. Does she, like, run away, sort of?
So, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's like she like, runs off with Kat, or something like that.
I will explain. I'm sorry. I just had a note that I have to bring up later.
Okay.
So they go to a carnival, like I said, and Abigail wins her sister this big little... I keep doing that. Jesus Christ. Big little? Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
This big stuffed animal for her sister. And they're leaving the carnival, and Kat and Sammy are like, they have to go do something. And it's just her and her sister, and they're beefing. They're beefing for real. Mm-hmm. And, like, Abigail turns away for a second, and then her sister disappears. And she's like, holy fucking shit. Like, where's my sister?
Yeah.
And she's, like, calling Kat, and Kat's like, oh, like, keep an eye out, and they start looking for her. And basically they go back to the dorms, and she's in Sammy's dorm. She's hanging out with Christian. Christian's like, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah.
Like, who are you? Like, what are you doing?
I love Christian. He's so funny.
And they, like, show up, and they're like, oh my God, like, you know, your sister's been worried sick. Like, where have you been? And she's like, play a game with me, Sammy. Play a game with me. And she's like, yeah, like, if you'll go back to Abigail. And so they start, like, playing a game. And then Abigail walks by, and she's like, you didn't know where she was, huh? Like, kind of funny.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. And they basically have a fight, and the whole thing is, like, Paige is kind of like, you're my older sister, I've, like, always looked up to you, but you're, like, this perfect thing, and I can't be that.
Yeah.
And I think you need to just let me be me.
Yeah. She's a very smart 11-year-old.
She is a very smart 11-year-old, and they're so cute, and they have a nice little hug, and then they're like, yeah.
And then, yay.
And in the Ethan and Tara plotline, there's this part in this episode where Tara is talking to Ethan about crushes. And she's like, oh, you know that feeling when you have a crush and it's just like, you just want it to happen so bad, but you can't, but you also don't want it to happen because then it's like, you know, it won't be as good as what you thought about it. And she's saying all this, she's saying all this stuff. I left the room.
She's so
awful.
awful.
Left the room. I could not take it.
She is not.
She's horrible.
A smart girl.
And she's like struggling with the choreo because Ethan low-key, not a good choreographer.
No.
Every time he choreographs something goes wrong, and I think it's his fault.
I think so too.
And so she's like struggling, and she's like, why don't I just do it like how I want to do it? And then Ethan asks Dana out, and she's like, no.
No.
And no, actually, for real.
You are old. You're young. I am old. We cannot be doing that.
And then he's like, okay, goes back to choreographing with Tara, and they get a little caught up in the moment. And they almost kiss.
Oh my God.
And I was kicking and screaming.
Yes, I would also be doing the same. But I like Christian better.
Okay, should we talk about this now?
Yeah, sure.
Since their relationship is budding at this point. Okay, I'm very conflicted. I don't think I have been so conflicted in a love triangle in a while.
Okay.
I don't think I've been so conflicted.
You can't choose.
I can't choose. Here's my pros and cons. So, Ethan is 18. Mm-hmm. Tara is 15.
Ah!
That's a con.
That's crazy.
That's a problem. And also, like, he wasn't very interested in her, like, for a long time. And so I'm, like, kind of like, why now? Mm-hmm. But as we get into the episodes, they're so sweet together. They're so cute.
Yeah.
I love them. I also love him. Like, he's very sweet. Christian, they're more compatible, I see, for real. And, like, they're the same age, so I can, like, get behind that. But, yeah, I don't know.
I think Christian is, like, the Jess of this show, and Ethan is, like, the Dean.
Don't do that to me.
So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
We've talked about my right?
I'm sure we have. I can't remember who you want there.
Okay. If we're talking about Gilmore Girls, I have to first say that Rory sucks, and Rory doesn't deserve anyone. She deserves to end up alone.
And she does.
And she does. Yeah. So, like, they got that right. I personally, I'm being so diplomatic, I can see the good qualities in all of the guys.
Okay, not Dean for me. Personally, I hate Dean.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You're entitled to your own opinion. But Dean is my favorite. Dean has always been my favorite.
Oh, God.
Season 1 is my favorite season of the show.
Oh, God. No, season 2 is so good though.
No.
With Jess. I'm a Jess truther. I'm a Jess truther.
That's okay.
He is everything and more to me, but there's that.
He's too good for her, for real. That's why I could never get behind that relationship, because I was like, you're...
But also, Luke and Lorelai had to end up together, so they couldn't have dated.
Yeah.
So I would prefer Luke and Lorelai over Jess and Rory, but...
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I agree. You know, if Ethan's gonna be my dean, then I'll have to stick with him.
Oh, God.
if he's gonna be that, I mean, I guess. Ugh. They're different. It's a different...
It's definitely different, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So...
First love. I love a first love. No?
No. I'm just shaking my head. Enough on that. So episode 12. Yes, episode 12 is Pressure. So it's exam week, and her and Ethan did kiss in the last
I thought
episode.
they almost kissed.
I can't remember.
I thought they almost kissed.
But I think that they kind of had like an end of episode, like, quick little kiss thing.
Because in my notes, I wrote almost kiss, because in the next episode, they do kiss. And that was a big moment, because in this episode, she's worrying about her first kiss.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't think they kissed in the last episode.
Yeah, perhaps this is, our notes are incorrect, which is very possible.
I think my notes are correct.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So basically, they have exams, but she can't, like, really focus on exams because she has this, like, crush on Ethan, and they're kissing or whatever. And he's, like, all of a sudden, he's, like, attracted to her. Like, before he was like, ew, you're like my little sister. And, like, switch just flips because he saw her dancing with a ribbon in the last episode.
He saw her dancing with a ribbon, and what is more hot than that?
I don't know. And they try, and he he's pursuing her.
Yeah.
Basically.
For real.
He does try and kiss her
again. And she pulls away.
Yeah.
She's so cute. But anyway, it's exam week, and Abigail is sister struggling. So she's been sister struggling, but this is really where it comes to a head.
Yeah.
And she's really worried about getting the scholarship. So they award a scholarship to one student at the end of the semester, and she is very concerned about getting that. So she is putting in all the hours. She's, like, forcing Sammy to really work hard on their partner work. And they're just, like, struggling with that. And he finds out that she's basically not been eating or drinking water or basically, like, taking care of herself in any real way. And she makes him promise not to say anything until the exams are over, because she's like, if I do this, then I'll be perfect and I'll be able to get through exams, and then I'll be fine.
So it all kind of comes to a head when she's, like, performing.
Yeah.
And she passes out in front of, like, during her exam, one of the exams.
Yes.
Everyone's like, Abigail, you can't do that. She ends up getting sent to, like, a doctor. I'm not sure if that's in this episode, but, like, they start making her go to a doctor.
That's the next episode.
Yeah, I think it's the next one.
Also in this episode, because Tara's, like, Tara's very concerned about having her first kiss. Which, like, were you concerned about having your first kiss?
I was just excited.
Were you like, what if I do it wrong? Or,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
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 Why?
No, just because of the episode.
Oh, okay.
Because you look like a really bad kisser, Maggie. Like, what do you mean? Anyway, so Tara's really worried about having her first kiss, and especially having her first kiss with Ethan. So she enlists Kat to help her.
I forgot about that.
Exactly.
I wasn't doing all that.
No. Who was?
Not me.
Not me. Could not be me. And she's like, we'll just approach this like it's technique class. And so she gives her, like, a stuffed animal, and she, like, has her, like, make out with this stuffed animal. And she's like, this is not working. I'm getting fluff in my face. Like, it's just not working. And so they get Sammy to come in, and they're like, we're going to practice with Sammy, a real live boy. And he's like, you're, like, my sister. Like, this is kind of gross. And then they're like, no, like, we have to do it for science. And so they're, like, about to kiss. And then freaking, like, through the cracked door, you can see Ethan walk by, and he, like, sees them, and so Tara pulls away, and she's like, holy shit, like, whoops. And she has to go tell him. She's like, it's not like that. Like, I wasn't wanting to kiss Sammy. I was just really nervous about kissing you because I've never had my first kiss. And eventually she just, like, runs up to him and plants one on him.
Bow.
And I did die a little bit.
Yeah.
Inside. I'm just a girl.
That's fair. Like, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just a girl, too.
Just a girl.
So that's developing.
I've never felt more like a teenage girl than watching this show.
Dance Academy is so correct. Like, it's just right. They get it. Except for that weird stuffed animal thing. That was weird.
There's a scene where Christian is teaching Kat how to skateboard.
Oh my god. There's
and
like
they're
Loki,
so cute.
I'm kind of rooting for them.
I'm kind of rooting for them too.
Because they make a lot of sense.
They do make a lot of sense, and like they're both kind of rebels.
Yeah.
And I think it would really piss her mom off, which I think could be fun.
I think that could be also very fun.
They seem to have a lot of common interests, which I think is nice.
They're so cute. I love Kat. I say that every episode, but I love Kat. She is so funny. So, episode 13.
Yep.
Family, and it's open week at the academy, which is when like the parents get to come watch their children dance. And Tara has not been home or seen her parents since she got to the academy, so she's excited to see her family again, but she discovers that the farm is in financial trouble.
Yeah. So all the parents pull up, except Sammy's dad, R.I.P.
Of course. Well, no. He's alive.
He's alive, but he's dead to me. So all the parents pull up, and Tara's very concerned about her, like, image, I feel like, in this episode, because, like, her parents are, like, they're like from the farm, you know? And like her dad also recently chipped his tooth, so she's like very concerned about that. And he pulls up in this big truck and stuff, and he's like, oh my god, Ethan's just trying to bond with him, and because like Tara and her are dating now, and the dad is just like not having it. Like he's like,
Ethan's so much older, it's so weird.
I guess, yeah.
And I don't know, they're just silly.
But he's trying his best. He's like,
I suppose.
He's like, this is my girlfriend's dad. Like, I want to try to be nice. And and the dad's just like,
he's not having it.
No.
But the farm, basically, so the farm is in like financial trouble. Tara's like, oh, like I can drop out so that I can like.
Well, she doesn't want to at first. Her mom literally is like, what if you dropped out? And she's like, that would be crazy. Like, this is my home.
Yeah.
And then it isn't until later that Tara goes to them and is like, I've made the decision that like I'm gonna leave.
Yeah. Right?
She doesn't go home. She prepares to go home. But she gets a good talking to from her friends. And they're like, you literally can't leave. Like, this is what all that you want, and like we're literally gonna miss you so much. I was thinking a lot about this episode in particular because like dance is so expensive. And I was thinking about the fact that like she literally goes to a boarding school for dance, and like I did dance, like, I didn't live at a dance academy, but, like,
I wish.
Actually, all this happened to me.
This is actually about your life.
This story is about us.
That's so lit.
But I know that was, like, a problem. Not a problem, but that was something, like, my parents talked to me about, was, like, you have to, like, realize this is a commitment for us.
Yeah.
And, like, not just for you and your time. So, I don't know.
Very true. Also, like, in this episode, like, Sammy's struggling with that same sort of thing, but his father just doesn't want him to be a dancer.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think at the end of this episode is when we get that, like, clip of him freaking dancing outside, like, by himself. And it's, like, it's in the,
No.
It's not this episode?
No, that was
a few
earlier?
Episodes ago. Okay, well, I just want to talk about that anyway, because it always makes me fucking laugh in the intro, like, and he's doing this, like, turn, and it's at this, like, weird-ass angle, and he's like, I don't know, it drives me crazy.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Christian is being, like, basically, like, cozying up to Tara's father. And he's like, I can help with a car. I know how cars work. I'm a man. And him and Tara have a little heart-to-heart. Also, Sammy visits Abigail at home and they watch a movie together.
They're cute.
I'm kind of warming up to them.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm warming up to them.
Right?
Because if I can see growth in Abigail, which is what we continue to see, then I can say, like, I'm okay with her dating Sammy. But if she didn't grow, then I wouldn't say she's good for him.
That's fair. That's totally fair. How far have you watched? Are you done with the season yet?
No,
or no?
I'm
okay. Sorry. I couldn't control myself. I had to watch all of this show in one sitting.
I would be too afraid to like forget the little details.
That's fair.
So then Tara's like going to her class to tell her teacher that she's leaving, and her teacher's like, actually, let me tell you, here's your point shoes back.
Yes.
And everyone's like, oh my god,
finally.
And she's like, but I'm leaving, and her teacher's like, well, then you don't freaking belong here, because if you did, you would stay.
Yeah.
And then, well, whatever. No one cares. And then, and then she gets the scholarship
that Abigail wanted.
Yeah.
But couldn't get. So.
But then she can stay.
She stays. Slay.
And she stays, and she gives everyone a big hug, and it's so cute.
Yeah. So next episode is like kind of the halfway point of the season, like about.
Yes. Yes.
It's also titled Turning Point.
Turning Points.
points.
It's got 2 points. One in 14 and one in 15. My life on point and turning point.
Ah, yes. Well, Tara is now back on point.
Tara is now on point, so we have to make all the point puns.
We do. Point puns. Jesus.
What even is the point?
I don't know. What is the point? But she's super happy because she has so many friends, a boyfriend, a scholarship, and she's finally allowed to dance on point so she doesn't have to embarrass herself anymore.
Unfortunately, Abigail is like having the opposite situation. Abigail's counselor's like, you can't go back to therapy. You can't go back to therapy, LOL. You can't go back to ballet.
Yeah.
Because she's basically like been the model patient.
Yeah.
And like just telling them like what they want to hear and not actually like healing her like inner child or whatever. And so she's like really pissed about it because not only did she not get the scholarship, but now she's not allowed to go back to ballet. And so she's really pissy. Also, like, Sammy keeps bugging her, which like
Aww.
It's cute. Like, I'm happy he's concerned, but he keeps like, he does like the thing you should never do to someone who has eating problems, which is like, have you eaten today? What have you eaten? Tell me, like, please make me a list of all the things that you've eaten today. And it's like, literally, Sammy, calm down. You can't be doing that.
He's just a girl. He's trying. I love him.
And he's teaching an old person salsa class.
Yes.
And he's like, Abigail, you should join in. And she's like, I don't dance. Like, I dance for technique. I dance for grace. I dance for this.
It's like dance for fun every once in a while. Come on.
So she does join in and she dances and she finds the fun and like, go her.
Yes. Also in this episode, Kat gets Tara to go to this like party in Sydney.
With her boyfriend.
With her freak ass boyfriend. I can't. The poor Kat. But Tara.
How do you feel about Kat's boyfriend? Why is he a freak ass?
Like, I just feel like the Kat always has these like weird like little relationships going on. Like the fucking like.
You don't have to whisper it.
Oh, I'm not. Oh my god. Sorry. Let me yell. She has. What was that guy's name? The like pop star.
The pop star. Yeah.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then this guy who's like kind of like controlling. I don't know. But
I don't love him.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want her to date Christian or someone else.
Right. But in this episode, Tara and Christian get like closer at said event.
Well, basically, they get to the party and Kat's boyfriend is like, well, I'm on the list. And the bouncer's like, okay, great. And then he lets him and Kat in and then stops at Tara. And Tara's like, I'm with them. And he's like, no, it's like him plus one.
Yeah.
So you can't come in. And so they're like, oh, we'll like go get someone to like get you in. So they go in and then they leave Tara freaking stranded. She's like, they have my phone, they have my wallet, they have my keys, they have my life. Like, I don't know what to do. And so she like gets the bouncer to like give her his phone to like call someone. And she calls Ethan, Slay. And Ethan sends Christian because like Ethan's like not really in this episode.
Yeah, and Ethan and Christian kind of have like a friendship.
They're besties.
Until next episode, sort of.
They're still friends next episode.
Yeah, but silly things happen next episode.
Silly things do happen next episode.
Which, okay.
But they're still friends and they don't know about the silly things.
They don't know about the silly things yet. But basically, next episode, can we talk about that?
We're not there.
We're not, but that one's so much more fun.
We're not there yet.
Okay, fine.
Oh my god. So Christian comes to the rescue and he picks up Tara and they go on a little walk and then they do a little dance in like the courtyard and they're just like giggling and goofing. Mm-hmm. And then Christian leans in to like kiss Tara and she's like, no.
Excuse me, no.
And so this starts like Tara gets really pissed at Christian. Now she's like he is public enemy number one. Mm-hmm. Because he tried to kiss her. And I mean, that was a bad move. Like, I have to say, like, as much as I'm like conflicted about like who she should end up with, I think that's a bad move. Yeah. I think cheating is always a bad move.
For sure. Definitely. Well, yes. Yeah, so she goes back to the whole like hating Christian thing that she was on in like the beginning of the series. Indeed. Now, can we talk about episode 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like
this episode's crazy.
This is crazy. So it's titled My Life on Point. I want to talk about Petra first.
Tell me about Petra.
So Petra is like she's like this prodigy like ballet student from a different dance school.
From Germany.
And she like basically comes to the dance academy and is just like better and cooler.
Yeah.
Than everybody
She's
there.
like, did you watch Dance Moms?
Of course.
You know how Maddie was like the favorite?
Yeah.
But you know how like Sophia or something came in?
Kalani maybe?
No, not Kalani.
Who the fuck is Sophia?
Like the one who could do all the turns?
I don't remember.
Wait, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. Sofia Lucia, wasn't that her name?
I don't know. I watched Dance Academy, Dance Moms, like, in very, like, I don't know. If you show me a picture, maybe I'll remember. Oh, okay.
That girl.
Yeah. So she's just, like, beloved by the teachers.
Dance Mom. Sofia is outshining Maddie season 3.
Yes, basically that's kind of what the plot is here. It definitely bugs Abigail a lot.
Yes. Because Abigail she's now allowed to dance, but she is not on point.
Yes,
and she has to go back to the bar. So.
As Tara. So,
Very sad. Can I talk about the stupid plotline in this episode?
Yeah, and then we have to
and then we can get to the main plotline.
Okay, yeah.
The stupid plotline of this episode is that Kat gets in trouble for breaking curfew and missing class. Mostly because I feel like this boyfriend is a bad influence on her.
Yes.
And so she has to do community work, which basically entails her going to this, like, community center, dance studio place, and they, like, want her to teach them ballet. So she does, like, a little class with them, and then she promises that they can go see the taping of this dance show. And due to the main plot of this episode, with the dog, she misses that, and then they basically, like, throw her out because they're like, we can't trust you, and she misses out on doing something that could have been really meaningful for her.
Yeah, very true. And she fucked up. So the main plot of this episode
is the dog.
And
of course you love this plot. Of course you wanted to talk about this episode. Why? Like, come on.
Okay, so my thing with this episode is that Petra is a nasty bitch. And she is in, like, the next group of episodes,
is she
too.
Really?
And, like, oh my god, every time fuck-ass Petra kept coming on the screen, I was like, oh my god, I can't stand her.
Petra's crazy. She's ruining everything. Why does she love PDA so much?
I don't know.
What is wrong with her?
No, she's literally ruining everything. I'm sorry. But basically, so they find this dog.
Petra finds a dog.
Yeah. And they're like, well, we have this, like, stray dog, like, we have to, like, take care of it.
Yeah.
And they're, like, kind of, like, passing it around, like...
No. So Petra is keeping it in the room.
Yeah.
And then Tara and Kat find it, and then she brings it with her to class.
Yeah.
And then Abigail has to hide it.
Yeah.
And basically, eventually they're like, we just have to find its owner. Like, we can't keep,
be doing
like,
this.
No,
can't do this.
So they, like, locate the owner, but then they lose the dog.
Yes. The dog is running about the Dance Academy campus.
Yes.
And, like, basically that, like, core group of people is, like, running around looking for the dog.
Yeah.
And Tara and Christian kind of, like, go the same direction, and then they're like, oh my god, like, we're both looking for the dog. And then they find the dog.
They have this conversation about why Tara hates him right now.
Yes.
Because they're in this dance together that Ethan is choreographing. And he's doing this Romeo and Juliet dance, which is to Carmen. Don't ask me why.
Yeah.
And it's the same dance that Christian did before, but with Tara now. And Tara's being really stiff and not, like, cooperating, and she's getting really aggravated with Christian because she's mad at Christian for trying to kiss her. Mm-hmm. And so when they're looking for this dog, they're, like, having this whole conversation. And she's like, you know what I hate about you? Your mole. Get it off your face. And she's, like, saying shit like that. But, like, she's being crazy.
Yes.
So
they like see the dog.
Yeah.
And they're, like, running after it, and they both, like, dive to get the dog.
Yeah. Crazy.
They land on their stomachs, and then they're, like, laying there, and they're, like, looking into each other's eyes. And then they kiss, even though Tara was so against it. She really wasn't, and she was just saying that to convince herself. But basically, fuck-ass Petra comes out of nowhere and snipes them with her camera.
Yeah.
And, like, takes a literal picture of them kissing, and she, like, does bad things.
It's gonna be.
Yeah, it's bad.
It seems like it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be bad.
I'm not excited.
Yeah,
I'm really uncomfortable, and I'm, like, upset. So Petra has this whole thing where she likes taking pictures of people kissing, which is so gross and weird. And she does it at the beginning of the episode of Ethan and Tara, and now she has one of Tara and Christian, and now I'm like, ugh, so much shenanigans are going to happen. It's so going to be like the pro-con list all over again.
The fucking pro-con list.
The fucking pro-con list. Like, it's going to... I don't like her. I mean, I like her enough. Like, I think she's fine, but I don't trust her.
Petra? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a flop. That's all I have
She's
to say
flop.
about that.
At this point, I just want the best for Ethan.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Personally, I want the best for Christian.
I also am okay with having the best for Christian.
I'm okay with it.
But it's not at the top of my priorities.
Fair enough.
And, like, Tara can suck it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Do you have any predictions for the next couple episodes?
Oh, well, so shit's gonna hit the fan. Shit's gonna hit the fan. I don't know what's gonna happen with the photo exactly. Like, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but I know Ethan's gonna find out, and he's gonna get really mad. And it's going to be kind of interesting because, like, the whole thing before Ethan and Tara got together was, like, Kat was like, he's going to break your heart. But, like, really, she's going to break his heart, which is really freaking sad. So I think he's going to find out, and then it's going to become a whole thing. And I don't think that Christian and Tara are going to date for a while. I don't think they're going to get right together.
Word. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
Well, you already know.
I already know. I'm not going to tell you that.
But I know that Christian and Tara, like, are together in the later seasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Because of the Dance Academy YouTube channel, it's always spoiling me.
No!
It's always spoiling me. Oh my god. And if you watch these on YouTube, at the end of each episode, there's a clip from one of the cast members that's saying, like, subscribe to the Dance Academy YouTube channel. And it's filmed, like, a few years ago.
What?
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah. So it's, like, from, like, 4 or 5 years ago. But it's, like, that's still, like, well after the show ended.
Oh my god.
It's really quirky to see the cast members, like, 5 years after
That's
the show.
so cute. Aw. Buddies. They're all buddies. So, final review for this group?
It's nostalgic.
Easy.
It's so good. It was so good. I was kicking my feet.
Me too.
I was so happy.
I was so happy.
I was so stressed. I was feeling all of the emotions.
Me too.
And that's good television.
It's good television. It's great television.
That's good television.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So, next up, what do we have?
More Dance Academy and kicking it.
Yes.
Yeah. We're just going to keep going until we finish the season, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
For real.
Very cool.
Thank you so much for listening or watching this episode of Child of the Trash. You can follow us at Child of the Trash Pod on Instagram and TikTok, and you can follow Maggie at Maggie and Keating.
You can follow Pia at Pia La Placa.
We'll see you all next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.